So long as I'm breathing, I'm learning to choose. I'm learning what it means to be a considerate friend to life, moment by moment. I'm learning to remember to be aware and present. I forget as often as I remember, if not more. I'm learning to remember I'm only human. I'm learning what it means to treasure and revere opportunities to observe the consequences of my thoughts, words, and actions. I'm learning to be a responsible participant in life. I forget to be responsible as often as I remember, if not more often. I'm learning to remember I'm only human. There's a question that has replaced all of my whys about life. Those whys used to devour my attention and lure me into the numbness and insanity of there and then. How questions help me feel more sensible, happy, and alive. A while back, inspired by something someone else said, I began experimenting with asking just one how question. I began inviting the question whenever I remembered that I could. How might I, in this moment, best participate in a collaborative, loving relationship with life on earth? Very deep and philosophical, but heck, I'm shallow and generally run on culturally, socially mediated subconscious autopilot. So deep and philosophical is what I saw that I needed. At some point, I shortened the question to, how can I love most fully in this moment? This moment is the only moment that is alive. This living moment is the moment from which love might spring forth as delight, wonder, and gratitude. The living moment is the moment where joy in responding is alive. The living moment reveals the ultimate value of life, the capacity to respond with compassion to obvious suffering and subtle suffering in all its many disguises and forms. My biggest obstacle to feeling alive is misinterpreting subtle suffering in myself and others and allowing it to elicit fear, anger, pride, or shame in me, and sometimes all four. My own ignorance of subtle suffering is my only enemy. I almost went nuts figuring that out, and imagine I've alienated quite a few potential friends during my learning process. I've refined the question further still to, how can I love what is before me with what is inside of me? And refining it further still with the same meaning resting in the words, how might I choose to love right now, right here? My favorite song is I Want to Know What Love Is, because it sums up 54 years of agonizing and searching and seeking. I will take a close-up picture of the wrinkle on my forehead one day, just above my nose, to show you physical evidence of my previous agony. Sometimes there's a sidebar question that whispers and hints at even more clarification of the how to love question, the learning to love confession. Here's the sidebar. Am I learning to choose, or am I choosing to learn how to love? What do you think? In my daily confessing to myself that I am still learning to love, which is the reason I believe that motivates me to meditate, the following version of an internal monologue exists. I have that monologue with myself most days. It seems to be helping me address my how to learn to be a loving human concerns. Sometimes the words are said first thing in the morning before I get out of bed. Sometimes they are the sum and substance of a morning seated meditation. Sometimes they are the last thing I consider before falling off to sleep. Sometimes I include more specific individuals than follow below. That's possible when I have the luxury of time. Sometimes the words are slightly different. They are said slowly with attention to the meaning of each word. Otherwise, my mind gets lost in other thoughts and sensations, other times and other places. I'm confident that the words are changing me and teaching me what it means to be human, what it means to be a friend, what love has as its potential. My faith is a confidence in the ultimate value of human learning. It rests alongside the ongoing observation that humans learn over time from and with each other, albeit slowly. I'm aware that I need your perspective to continue to learn what friendship is, what love is. In this spirit, I value your comments, reflections, and responses to this particular combination of words that I'm offering you right now. I am choosing to learn by experimenting to see what behaviors help love grow. Blogging is a trial in this experiment. You are cordially invited to participate through public comments and private emails. I genuinely want to know how these words are affecting you. You are already a living part of these words, part of my daily meditation. You have been included ever since the day we both inhabited this earth simultaneously. I was 4 years old when I began this practice. The words I say to myself have changed and evolved since then, but the inclusiveness that was natural and there from the beginning, that has continued. I am grateful to the genetics and input from my father, who answered sure when I asked if I could include anyone I wanted in my nightly prayers. That anyone became everyone. If you don't see where you fit in, please let me know so I can fix that for both of us. You're invited to allow the words that follow to be a stimulus for choosing words for yourself. Your own version of something that springs forth from you might contribute to your finding whatever it is you are looking for in your life. Thanks in advance for listening slowly while remembering that you are breathing, that we are breathing. Reading and listening and breathing in that way with awareness will most honestly serve as a reflection of how these words have been said silently in the past.